Good evening, everybody. You're here with Christine and Women Crushing It Wednesday. I'm with my girls, your favorite boxing girls, and they're going to introduce themselves tonight. Nancy, you're going to go first.
Yep. Nancy with Boxing Republic. Hi, everyone. Follow me. Be more than a fan. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's going to be fun.
Hi.
You're next, girl.
Hi, it's my cousin Micah, aka Mike Tyson. Follow me on YouTube under Nakasa Nika.
And then we have our girl Tracy in the house. Tracy, introduce yourself to our fans tonight.
Hey everybody, I am Boxer Girl, 1970, everywhere on social media. All three places.
So Esmeralda can't join us tonight because she has a little headache, but you know what? We're just going to pray that she feels better, and I'm sure that she's tuning in and giving us her support. But we're going to get started. So first of all, ladies, who was tuning into the fight last weekend?
So good.
I think everybody was.
Yes.
Yep.
That was really good. That was a really good fight.
Yep. It really was. It really was. So Tracy, we'll start with you. What did you think about that fight? Tell me what stuck out with you. Tell me what was going on in your mind during that fight, during all the fights. What stuck out?
A few things actually. So, obviously, Ken Sims Jr. from Chicago. So I was really looking forward to seeing him fight. And it was awesome. I was like, oh my God, this is a tough fight between him and Elvis. Obviously Ken was the underdog, but then boom, I was like, nobody knows this guy. Like I saw this guy spar 15 rounds. Like they had to stop him. And it was amazing. And that fight stuck out. And the other fight that stuck out to me was almost kind of like a robbery situation, which was Vivas.
I knew what you're gonna say. Yeah.
Korea went. Wait, it was.
Hold on.
He went down
put my glasses
twice.
on. I got the bout sheet right here. Hold on. Cortez. No, it was Korea and Vivas. Yes.
And Vivas.
Manny's guy and Robert's guy. Yes.
Right. Yeah. And so Robert's guy is the one who went down twice. And then got a point taken away for a low blow, and he still won. I was like,
no, it was Manny's guy that won. Manny's guy was Vivas, and Korea was Robert's guy. Yeah, so it was right what you're saying, but it was just opposite coaches. But yes, absolutely.
Yeah. But that one, that stuck out to me. I was like, why is not more people talking about this right now? But on Twitter, when it was going back and forth, everyone was like, that was a robbery. I'm like, I don't get how they scored that. And you were there, Christine. So I don't know if you were sitting down at that point for that fight or not.
I was. It was a robbery. It really was. Okay, I didn't know what was going on.
I was like,
I made it for
down
that fight.
Twice,
it was
point taken away. How the hell did he? I'm like, no.
What do you think about the referee that night, the officiating that night?
The
main event.
The main event. Kenny Booty Bayless.
Yeah. Booty on your back, Bayless.
Kenny got back.
It
He got back. I met him in Vegas. I was like, it was a good time. But I
feel like he was in the way. Yeah.
Kenny had
he was like
his favorite.
Yeah.
And it was very obvious.
Yeah. I concur.
Different point of, when you're there, you see it from a completely different point of view. So it's a whole different world when you're there. And then, but you so you thought it was favoritism and not necessarily an accident on his part by touching the hand of Rodriguez and then got that uppercut.
Got that uppercut, yeah.
That was
yeah. I felt like that was. I mean, his referee was shiesty like before that, but then that didn't help. He touched his arm, and then when he let him go,
questionable things going on for sure. There really were. and you just have to wonder what was going on through his mind for sure. I don't know. Nika, what did you think about the card, the whole card? What stuck out to you, or what did you think about it? What were the fights that stuck out to you?
Well, that fight, the main fight was what stuck out to me because of the referee. I felt like there were three fighters in there.
Right.
Um, it just didn't look. And when I was looking at Twitter while the fight was going on, everybody had the same reaction to it. They were just like, "What's going on with Bayless? Why is he in the way? Why is he stopping this and like holding this and counting this long?" And like it was suspect. So I don't know. It didn't look right. And I mean, definitely when he stepped in and touched I think he touched Taylor's arm, but then as soon as he
he touched
Jose's arm, and then
he touched Jose's arm, and then Taylor
and
was
then
able
the
to
uppercut, yeah.
I think I called the rugby.
But everybody's like, "Oh, protect yourself at all times," but it's just like the referee gotta take some responsibility for that too. It's not protected at all times. Like I feel like the fighters are trying to respect the referee, so they're going off of whatever the referee is doing, and I don't think the Ramirez would have won the fight anyways. But
no.
You know,
and
it
if you
just
think
didn't.
about
It just
it,
didn't for the referee.
even him touching Ramirez, that had nothing to do with the inside work that Taylor was doing.
Yeah,
he was not.
He wasn't gonna win that
protecting
fight regardless.
Yeah, and it had nothing to do with that at all.
Yeah.
Nancy, what did you think about that, or about anything?
Yeah. So I need to go back and watch the Louis fight. Hearing just the controversy. He's one of Robert's guys, and I liked him. He fought in the bubble last year, and I think that was probably one of the first times that I saw him fight, and was impressed. I think for him being so young, just had good energy and is a good boxer. So everything that I'm hearing, right, that happened, him getting dropped and then the controversy and then him still winning, right? I mean, I want to go back and watch it. Definitely, of course, the highlight was the main event. I mean, that was such a good fight. And Christine, gotta say, right, we called it.
We called it.
Yeah, you did. You did. I didn't
want to rub it in. I was gonna go back to that.
No, rub it in, girl. Rub it in.
But we saw.
I can take it.
We saw a lot of what we said we thought we were gonna see, right? Which was a really good fight. Definitely. It lasted. All the rounds. We knew that it was going to be late rounds or decision, right? But to me, so just touching on the Bayless situation, the husband and I were watching, and he's like, "Wait, it was a break, right?" And I'm like, "No, it was legit." And there's the controversy, right? Because when you think about it, what do boxers need to know? You have to protect yourself at all times. At all times. We've seen so many situations, right? Victor Ortiz, Mayweather, and all these others where
with Shane Mosley,
exactly. Where you just got to learn in that moment, protect yourself. And he got hit. But even before that, right, he had already been dropped. And then on top of that, it was everything that you mentioned, Christine, where we were going to see Taylor, really dominate and being able to work on the outside, really strong coming in. And I think what I walked away with from that fight is that, Ramirez doesn't have that power. He got a lot of good shots in, but I maybe that's up for debate for some, but I didn't see any power, out of those shots. And
you don't think he looked super drained in his weigh-in? Like the day before the weigh-in and the weigh-in, he looked super drained.
Yeah.
Girl, yes.
And we have to think about the mental aspect of this too, right? Because we were talking about it this weekend. So think about the situation outside of the ring, right? So there's just that I think having the support must be just amazing, but it also comes with pressure. I mean, fans came out. Christine, I know you're going to touch on the atmosphere there, right? I mean, fans came out, you know, in force to support him. He had his family there, which again has to be amazing. But with it comes all these emotions. Is my wife okay? Who's watching me? You know, that sort of thing.
His parents
when you
were
think
there.
about Taylor came on a business trip, right? Taylor came on a business trip to take care of business. Clearly, there were situations going on outside of the ring, you know, that were distracting. But I really think that has a lot to do with it too.
That's interesting, actually, because Taylor really had no other distractions as far as family, spouse, anything like that.
Right.
And I called
he'd been in
Ramirez
Vegas
Rodriguez,
for a while as well.
and it was that's wild.
Yeah.
Didn't Taylor have the distraction of the manager for Ramirez? Didn't he confront him? Rick.
Did you see that? Did you see
Yeah.
that?
Oh yes, saw that. Yeah. So
he confronted the manager.
Wild. I was there. That was wild.
Christine, so I'm like, you know, eagerly awaiting. Tell us how it was.
Okay.
Tell us everything.
Okay, I just have to shout out Dave from the 408 Shoe Shine Boxing, because I was on his show last night and I touched on some of this last night, but I have to say, so Nika, you're right on. You know, Ramirez at the press conference before the weigh-ins the day before, he was wiped out. You know, you could see the black circles under his eyes, the chapped lips.
You posted a video of a question, like you know, when you interviewed him, and when he was answering you, it sounded like he was shaking or trembling when he was answering. It was like very shaky, like you could tell that he was very, very weak. That's why I thought, I was like, oh, I'm changing my.
He wasn't on his feet mentally. He
Yeah.
responded
He was
to
not.
So when you asked him the question, so you're right, Nika. When you asked him the question, he kind of took a pause and like was processing, and it really wasn't like you know, compared to when you asked Taylor. Taylor was sharp and like
sharp,
you know, responded very quickly. Yeah.
And if you notice, even if you go back or if you notice at that moment, he was hoarse, you know, and people that are around boxers that are dehydrated and in an unhealthy way, losing weight, they lose their voice. They're hoarse. And he was hoarse. And when we were there, you know, with the press, he really wanted to get out of there. You know, he was ready to like answer questions as quickly as he could, and just get out of there. Taylor was very engaging. He answered all the questions. He stayed for many pictures. Robert, as he should, was getting his guy out of there as quickly as he could, because he knew, you know, I dare say there were many more pounds to lose, and he knew that, and he had to get his guy out of there. And something that's really interesting is that after that, so my friends and I, Stacy Schneider, she's a photographer, so we went to go eat lunch after so that she could edit her photos, and we were having lunch, and Taylor and his team walked in. They sat down. I don't know if Taylor ate or not, but I know that he sat with them, and they were there for a while. And then he and his physio walked by. He had a big old bottle of water that he had finished. And so she asked the physio a question, and I asked Taylor a question, and they sat with us. They sat with us for like 20 minutes. Wow. They were so charming, so amazing. He looked perfectly amazing. He acted like he knew us forever. Took pictures with us, answered our questions, and he was very hydrated. Skin great, eyes great, lips great. They weren't chapped. And he obviously drank that whole bottle of water when he knew he had weigh-ins the next day. So obviously he has a really good nutritionist, strength and conditioning coach, physio, and he was doing it the right way, which is so important.
You could see that.
So I was like, okay, this guy's got it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
I had changed my pick when I saw your interview. I was like, oh, really drink. He's like really shaky. I was like, he's not gonna. He was giving me like Burchelt vibes like for his fight.
Right.
So I was just like, you know what? Let me go ahead and just switch on the Taylor because
Hey, and after our show, I was like, I'm gonna be that shark. I'm like, hey, back.
Yeah.
I got a question.
yeah.
You did so good. It was great, and you asked the right question because we talked about it last time, right? And I think Nika, was touching on the point that it was just under promoted. They could have done such a better job. I think
Absolutely.
Taylor answered the question really well when you asked him, right?
Yes.
Just in a way, still understand he still needs to do business with people, but agreed, it wasn't broadcasted.
Clearly annoyed.
Oh yeah.
Clearly wondering the same thing,
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah.
And he's the unified champ. Like, why was there not more buzz? They did very well, regardless, but how much better could they have done?
The whole card
was
really
the place, was the fight like the seating and everything? Because I know they only had a certain amount of tickets, but was it like crowded in there or just like?
Yes. So Bob has
a small venue.
Yes, his next
You just
3
call him
fights
Bobby.
there. So anybody, and Nancy, you might know this. So anybody that's from DFW, my friend and I were talking, and we're like, this is the bomb factory. Nancy, are you familiar with the bomb factory?
Yes.
Okay, so the bomb factory is where we have club shows, local club shows.
Wow.
So, and we were just like, wow. I have to tell you this story too, but really quickly. So, so we're there, and I'm filming some things, and my friend's like, okay, there's Lomo. He's walking by, and because they're showing Lomo, this is where you're fighting. I believe he's fighting on the 26th. Yeah, he's fighting on the 26th, and he's just looking, and people are wanting to like talk to him and take pictures with him and stuff, and he's not having it. And I'm just gonna put this out there. His confidence, usually he's very proud, very confident. It wasn't there. There's something going on still. And I know that he has his personal people, his sports psychologist and everything else, after his loss. But he was not the Lomo that I've seen and known. And, he's fighting Nakatani, who Tio has already beat. So I'm just
But do you think he was disgusted with the venue?
I think that's part of it.
He's like, look at this small shit. He probably was like.
I think that's part of it. He's like, am I going backwards? Am I going backwards? Have I fallen this far? And then again, he's fighting someone who beat him, Teofimo, who Tio has beat. So he's got to win. He's got to beat him.
Nakatani's good.
G Funky, what's up?
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, what's going through his head? So he switched places with somebody else, and sat away from everybody. It was very interesting to watch. It really was.
It's funny you say that he sat away from people because now that you're commenting on that, they did, how they do, they pan and who's here and everything. And so when they panned to him, he did look, I almost like he was like towards the back somewhere, or he was up against something. I'm like, ooh, what's he doing back there? He
chose to go there. He wasn't seated there originally, but he chose to go there.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
and
it was
and not to make, so I know the point you're making, like not to make any less of the bomb factory and like that sort of environment.
Absolutely not.
By any means. Because
it was.
However,
I like the venue, but I can see where these bigger guys might be like, hey, what's going on here?
Exactly. And you can't really blame COVID right now at this point anymore, right? You can't blame COVID anymore. It wasn't broadcasted in the UK. Right. And this was such a like monumental fight, not just for Taylor, but just the sport in general, back home for him, breaking records. It'd been like decades since somebody, was a unified champ out there. So yeah. So, but it was a great fight. I think the controversy will continue with regards to Bayless. I think that one thing I noticed, I was going to tell you. So in the corner, when you heard Robert start to say, it was like towards those final rounds, and he's like, "Do it for your country, do it for the family." I'm like, when Robert's talking about doing it for the country and family, it's like,
you're losing. Yeah,
kind of
exactly.
You're down.
Like, do it
right.
So when Robert starts calling out all
it's
that,
like, you got to dig deep.
You got to dig.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And before we go back to that, but I do want to piggyback on Tracy, with Kenny Sims. So Kenny Sims, I've known him all through the amateurs, watched him all through the amateurs.
I didn't know that.
Very, I'm sorry.
I didn't know you knew him.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I've been doing this for 20-something years. I've been in it for a long time.
Girl. Yeah. Okay. That's awesome.
So, and then he's come to camp many times. Kay Karoma is a really good friend of mine. He was with me on Team USA, and then, he moved on to do has too many pros, has too many champs. So now he's working more with the pros, and then he's joined, seniors camp, and he's working, and then my girls, who I mention all the time, Perfecting Athletes, worked with him for this camp. And I was like, okay, y'all don't even know. And then Coach Evans, strength and conditioning coach, good friend of mine from Houston, was working with him too. I was like, okay, the matchmaker didn't know who y'all put against Elvis. So y'all are about to get shocked. And so it was so funny because it was like his family was to my right, and then it was me in a crowd of Elvis fans, and I was just screaming my lungs out, and they're just like, okay, Elvis is the king. Elvis is the king. I'm like, no, not tonight. Not tonight. But so it was a great night, and props to him. He deserves it. I was so excited about that. That was a great upset, and there's more to come. And then so he also has been up there with B&B, Bo Mack and Bud Crawford's team, Coach Red, Isaul, and Bo Mack, obviously. And so he's getting the best training and the best everything. So it's like, how could he not win? Like, come on, and then his dad.
He's really good. Yeah.
So it was just like, y'all just don't even know who y'all are dealing with right now. But so, yeah, I was so happy about that.
I was screaming at the TV. I'm like, JG, get it. End him. Come on.
Yeah, it was super exciting. Mm-hmm. But I have to tell y'all the energy in there. So, of course, obviously, 80% was for Jose Ramirez,
Right.
Excuse me. And then so I was on the side where most of Josh Taylor's fans were, his team and everybody that flew in. And then there were a few Jose Ramirez, but like the rest of the arena, were for Jose Ramirez. And it was so electrifying. It was so charismatic. It was just such an amazing vibe. Like, there's just nothing like going to a fight in Vegas. And I just felt really blessed to be there. But and then when Josh won, it was awesome. But then again, it's like you feel bad for the Ramirez fans and his family that was there. His mother and father were there, his wife, it is, but they were so humble. I don't know if y'all saw the video after, whenever Josh went to his locker room.
Yeah. So I was waiting, because the husband was going for Ramirez. And like I said, I really was wanting him to win too, but I just, we won't go back to that.
Your boxing brain told you.
That's right. So I had to go with Taylor. But I said, leave it on because I want to see what Ramirez says, right? I want to go back because, last show we touched on, the fighter's reaction and accountability, right? We were talking about, I'm going to bring it up. We were talking about Wilder, right? And his lack of accountability and throwing everybody under the bus and blaming the world. So I'm like, I want to see what he says, right? And exactly what I had hoped that he would say. And really just stayed humble, right? And wasn't blaming anything or anyone. just kind of, took it, and he responded the way that I would hope he would respond. And it was nice that after they connected, because, Christine, from what we were seeing on social media, yes, the fans get passionate, but it looked pretty aggressive too. I mean,
it was aggressive.
It was like, they were putting that flag up in his face, and
they were.
It looked aggressive. So what was that? Is that correct? What were you seeing?
It was. So it was so funny. So so my friend Stacy and I, we were like packing up all her gear and stuff, and we were walking out. Because I had met a few people. It's so funny that I had only known from Twitter. It's so funny. And they're like, oh, hey, you're from Twitter. And we were walking out.
Shine, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like,
he was
you've
one
got
of
to
them,
meet
definitely. Her. Yeah. And there was a couple of other ones. And so we're walking out, and the lady's like, hey, y'all be careful. There's a fight going on. And we're just like, what? Like, there's a fight. So we walk around the corner, and sure enough, there it is. And of course, the man, Ellie Setback's right there in the middle, catching it all. Well, not all of it, because
Ellie.
He didn't post the beginning part of it, where the fans and Ramirez people were in Josh's face with the flags and like getting physical with him. He only showed the part where Taylor reacted.
It was after the fight, or
no? It was right after the weigh-ins, girl.
The weigh-in, okay.
Yes,
yeah,
it was. Yeah, because everybody knows that's Robert's guy, right? Robert Garcia's guy.
Yep.
And
where was Rick? Where was Rick around this time? The man, because I felt like after Taylor confronted him, he went missing.
Yeah, right.
Ghost.
He went ghost, right?
Yeah. And I'm glad you're sharing that. It was what we were perceiving, because it was, I mean, honestly, to the point that it was a bit annoying. Even after the fight, there was some girl up there all up in his face, with the flag. And again, it's the passion, the fan.
Right. I heard that when he was walking to his locker room, I didn't see this, so I cannot confirm this, but from the people there. Okay, Ellie was live at that one. Okay, he was, but there was some stuff that was not posted that was seen that he didn't post. Anyway, so whenever he was, I didn't see this. This is just what I heard from the people that were there. As Josh was walking to his locker room, so I don't know if this is factual or not, people were hitting him. They were punching him, and females were punching him.
Wow. I believe that.
What the fuck?
But like I said, I didn't see it. This is just what people there at the venue were telling me. I don't know.
I believe it. You know why, Tracy? Because in that video, so first of all, Ellie, right? I know he's like all up in the face and always capturing, but you know what? When we want the cheese man, when we want the gossip, I'm like, Ellie. So
well, you're like I said, you also have to remember so certain people work for certain people.
Yeah.
And exactly. you're gonna get a certain perspective.
That's correct. You're right.
And you know what? That's just the way the world is.
And that's
everybody has people that they favor or not. And you know what? Right. I can't say that there's not certain people that I favor.
Yep.
And there's some things that maybe I'm gonna leave out. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Or whatever. I hope that I'm fair and balanced, but I'm just saying that you may not get the full story from people that favor or work for certain people.
For one camp or the other. And that's very
absolutely
well said.
One or the other. Absolutely.
Right.
Goes both ways.
I think that's very well said. And so you just confirmed what we had seen already, which I believe that there were these women punching him, absolutely, because what we did see in that one clip in particular, there was this girl following him all the way. I mean, I think I'm like, where's security?
Where was security?
Security. He was
girl. We were talking about that,
and this
there
woman
was no
is like
security. Really, there was really no security. It was.
That's a shame.
We were because just like we were. Tyson Fury was there, who I love.
Oh my gosh,
such a clown.
I mean, we were right there with him. Whatever. anybody at any time could have walked up to him and punched him in the face. They wouldn't. I mean, he's big and whatever. But I'm saying there was no security. There were many stars out that night, and there really was not security. There wasn't. But
That's crazy.
You think that's why? Maybe that's why Long
This is a
Island
big
is
card.
backing up too.
And maybe hopefully it'll change for the next card. Maybe this was a test. It's after COVID.
Yeah.
Maybe they were like, there's not going to be that many people out. Not many people that could have gotten tickets. I mean, the tickets sold out in like I don't know, like this. So maybe that's what it was. But we'll see. We'll see on the next card. What it's going to be, but it was a great card. It was a great night. I felt very blessed and privileged to be there. It was awesome. I mean, this is what I love. So it was great.
Well, we were living it vicariously through you.
I'm so
flipping
glad.
through the pictures. And, oh my gosh!
I want to be there because there's a promoter here in Chicago, Bobby Hits, and his line is, "Boxing is better live." And it's so true.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
And I was so glad to see Christina back working. She's awesome. Michaela Mayer, she had, she had her debut, as a commentator. She did fabulous. I love to see the women working and doing their thing. Mm-hmm. So I was so happy about that.
I'm a big Christina fan. I always have been.
She is. Have you ever met her?
I feel like she should do the main cards,
Yes.
She is the nicest you will ever meet. The most approachable. I love her. I love her. She's awesome.
I know she's Twitter friendly, so
very.
And I think, you get to know people a bit, just through how they respond. So she's completely Twitter friendly.
Absolutely.
She's just awesome.
And she's that way in real life. I have the privilege of calling her a friend and been able to hang out with her many times. And she is the way she is on Twitter and on TV and stuff. She's the same. She's a fabulous person.
That's
she
awesome.
Really is. Yeah.
No, it was just, really good fight, fun to watch. It was kind of fun to see Fury when he kind of crashed the commentator's desk.
We can't hear that. We cannot hear any of that. So what did he say?
That was a hoot. So, it completely threw them off, right? Because, he does what he wants, right? He
looked like he was drunk. I'm not going to lie. He didn't look like he was all, he didn't look like he was all together. He was going by cursing.
In his defense, he did not have any cups around him. In his defense.
Yeah, but then when he got on the broadcast, he was like sniffling, like.
Oh, really?
Yes. And then everybody was talking about that on Twitter. They were just like, "Oh, what's that nose sniffling he's doing?"
Oh my gosh.
And he was, I gotta agree. He was acting a little erratic, and not that he doesn't always act that way.
He's a little crazy though.
Yeah. He's always all over the place, but to me it didn't look normal.
It didn't look right.
But what do I know? I don't want to get the UK boxing all riled up,
Girl,
just being observing.
You don't need them jumping on you, girl, on Twitter.
They can kiss my ass. I don't care. I don't care.
Don't worry. Well, we got your back, but I'm just saying.
That's right. That's absolutely.
Because they were so happy on Saturday when Taylor won, because they've been catching all these L's where all these Mexicans have been going over there beating on these UK fighters.
True.
So they were happy. I just
they were
knew
really
UK
celebrating.
Boxing was gonna act up when they got that win.
That's true.
He made a comment. So he made a comment to the effect of, that the division, like he is the division, like in terms of the following, the media, keeping the division like in the media and in front of fans. His antics, his comments, all of that. But I was like, could be, because, we don't hear a whole lot, from, AJ and Wilder and even like, all the other heavyweights, think about it. He is kind of the one. I don't know. What do you think?
I kind of have to agree for right now.
Wilder's been very quiet. Wilder and AJ very quiet. AJ's quiet as it is, but Wilder
Anyway,
is not. But now
AJ acted up last week a little bit after the
Oh,
fight
did
was
he?
announced. After the fight was announced for Wilder and Fury.
Oh
But
yeah,
that's the
he
most.
did. He did
Yeah,
actually. Yeah, he did. Yes, he
yeah.
did. That's
But
right.
Wilder's definitely been quiet. He's on a mission. He's like training and doing what he's got to do. He's not on social media, doing it all. So we'll see
Right.
what that looks like. Yeah.
hopefully he's okay and
I just think he's focused and
not
like getting on social media. If he was to get on there and say anything, like he could say, "Hello, it's Monday." People are gonna say, "You suck!" Like they're gonna get over there. Twitter
They're
is
gonna be like, "You ain't
disgusting.
ready.
You ain't ready. You
Why are you on social
So
media?"
I blame him for staying off of social media. Stay focused. Do not get on social media if you don't have
Keep
to.
doing what you're doing.
Yeah, because they're
That's
gonna
true.
come at him like crazy, no
especially
matter what.
before a fight.
Yeah.
Social media can really fuck with your head and obviously
Oh, absolutely.
mental.
Absolutely.
So
So I want to talk about the fight coming this weekend. Haney and Linares.
Lanares.
Linares.
Linares.
So who wants to start talking about this fight? Who wants to be first?
Not me.
I'll first.
Okay, let's go.
I feel like, from what I see on Twitter, there's like a large amount of people who think this is going to be like just like an easy fight for Haney, but I don't feel like that's going to be the case. Like, Linares is going to come in there to do work.
Oh,
So I just I don't know if it's just fanatics that are talking this way, but I really don't know why they're counting Linares out. Like, this is a good test for Haney, but I don't think it's gonna be a cakewalk for him. So, I would be surprised if Linares pulls it off. So, we'll see.
Absolutely.
I'm excited. It's a good fight. It's a really good fight, but I don't think it's gonna be a cakewalk for Haney. So anybody that says that, you're definitely a fanboy. You don't know boxing because Linares is not coming there to just lay down. So
Yep.
No, he's dangerous.
I agree.
Nancy?
I think it's going to be a great fight. I like Linares, right? And I can't say I don't like Haney, to be honest. I went back and watched, some of his fights. I think there was some, I read somewhere and looked back to whatever I could find, that he, fought Teofimo. I think it was in the amateurs, and they actually, I think, are in a tied record when it comes to the amateurs. Like they fought twice, and they're kind of 2-2 there, right? So he's a good fighter. He's a really good fighter. He is, people will say, he's a rising star, up and coming, and going against someone like Linares. I mean, he's really got to take it serious, right? Every fighter should take every fight serious, but Linares is not someone to, think you can just, come in and not have to, really have a game plan in place, right? Because you can rest assured Linares has been watching, right? And all these little mistakes Haney's made, and he's gonna come in. He's gonna come in to fight.
Speaking of Haney, like in the amateurs and his wins and stuff like that, there was some chatter on Twitter a while back where there was, I don't know if it was Raging, I want to say it was Raging Babe that insinuated or was repeating or retweeted something in the effect of like Haney paying for wins in Mexico. Like, and then, I saw some other fighters co-signing her tweet, which was one of them was Tulem, and that's why her and I got into it on Twitter, because she was like agreeing. She was like, yeah, I heard that he was paying for wins in Mexico. So some guy had like
Linares was paying for wins?
No, Haney.
Okay.
That he was, I don't know if he had some fights in Mexico and he got, I'm going to look up the wins.
Which is a lot of people, a lot of guys, which is not rare, a lot of guys will go to Mexico to get some wins when they're first starting in their career. That's nothing that's unheard of. But to pay
But
for
I
them,
don't think
no.
it's
But to pay for
and I
them,
don't
no.
think
But
that's
they'll put you
exactly.
against right.
Exactly, and that's why I don't like the fact that fighters would chime in and co-sign on that
Right.
when
Because they're doing it too. They
yeah,
do it too.
so it's like,
I
why
know
would you
many that have done
co-sign
that.
that? Yeah,
Yeah, I know
so
many that have done that. Many.
I'm surprised that she said, that's interesting.
I'm gonna look up the tweet because it's still up there. It's still up
Yeah,
there, but
I know many that have done that.
Raging Babe's original tweet is not on there because her account is
Oh,
suspended right
she
now.
went. Yeah, she's
Yeah,
not on
she's
there.
That's why
She's not on there,
I was like,
but you can see like the replies to the tweet if I look it up. Like,
Right.
I was wondering what happened to her. I was like, where did she go?
I think she did like some copyright or something. She probably like
Yeah, that's what I
tweeted
heard
something
about.
that had like music in the background that she didn't have permission to play or something like
Yeah.
that. And she had a nice following too. So at this
Yeah.
point, I don't think she'll get her page back because if she was to get it back, she would have had it back already.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah,
this
it's
because
been
I'm
a
a
long time. It's been a
habitual
long
Twitter
time.
offender.
Right.
I was like, did she block me? What happened? Like, where did
No,
she go?
she's suspended, and I don't think she's not gonna get it back. It's been over 2 weeks. It's like 2 weeks now.
It's been a long
If she don't
time.
get it back right now, she's not gonna get it back. That I
She's
know.
on Instagram. She's on Instagram and Facebook still, but she's not on Twitter anymore.
She's gonna have
You
to
know,
start from scratch on Twitter again.
Christine, one of the things that came to mind because I remember reading about, some people already discounting, Linares because, is he like a seasoned fighter? Okay, right, but
that could be his benefit.
Right, exactly.
Exactly the point. You hit it. That is exactly the point I was going to make. It is, and you hit it on the nail because people are saying, oh, because he's older and his best years are behind him, right? I don't think so. I don't think
There's
so.
always people on Twitter who try to tell somebody when their career is over. It's like,
Right.
well, who are you? Have you even stepped in the ring? You can't
Now,
tell somebody when their career is
I
over.
did get the news that he did.
You
get
don't know
sick with
shit
the
about
virus.
boxing.
Right.
Right. He did get he got the virus. I don't know if it was earlier this year or last year. And he was pretty sick from what I had read at the time. So, people thinking, he's out, he hasn't fought. I mean, the guy was sick but that doesn't discount, all the experience that he's bringing.
On Twitter, you can't get sick. You can't do nothing,
Right? No.
The thing that worries me about Devin is, first of all, the Philly shell.
Mm-hmm.
That could be to his detriment. Because Linares, he throws very long shots, long body shots, long straights. He's got power, obviously. He dropped Lomachenko. And then people say, oh, well, he doesn't have a chin because he also got dropped by Lomo, got stopped, and Lomo beat him. Okay, yeah, but, he got caught good. But then he also dropped Lomo. So,
right.
And then Devin could not stop Gamboa. And, I love
and
Gamboa.
that was my thing.
But Gamboa is like an ex-girlfriend that gets passed around. And I'm sorry, I love Gamboa.
He's a body right now, yeah.
But
he's definitely a body right now.
That's what it is. But the thing is, I've seen some video where Josh Taylor's coach has been working with Devin Haney. So this could be a positive. But the thing about Devin is I believe that he needs to sit down on his punches. He's a great boxer. He's a great boxer. He's got great head movement, great accuracy. But it's the power that I'm worried about. The lack of power and the Philly shell. The Philly shell, not everybody can use it. The Philly shell is supposed to be used to bait people in, not just to look cute, to look pretty.
What are you calling it? What is it that you're calling it?
The Philly shell. Mayweather, the Philly shell.
Gotcha.
And it's supposed to be used to bait. Not everybody can do it. There's very few people that can do it, and it works for them. It looks cute. You do, when you're in the ring or whatever, but it has to work for you. And I don't think it does. And Leonidas, he knows all the tricks. He's seasoned. He's done it all. I've seen some crafty stuff that he's done. To me, it's a 50-50 fight. And Haney, he has to pass this test.
Yeah. Oh
To
yeah.
be taken seriously.
Yep.
My
Yep.
opinion.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
I agree.
Absolutely.
Yep. And-
Tracy, yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. The only comment I was going to make on that is, you know, just how important it is that they don't discount for that reason. You know, when you think about the point you made with Linares, you know, having knocked down, you know, Loma. I mean, that says a lot. You know, the power is there. So, you know, Haney definitely needs to come, you know, and bring it.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, I'm excited and I'm wondering, you know, how it's going to be. Right now, I have it 50-50. I'm leaning a little bit to Linares, just by a little bit. But
I got 50
think right
52,
now
yeah.
it's 50-50. You
It's
know,
a
I don't
true
know.
test.
It's a
It's a
good
test
step
of-
up fight for him, so he gotta like
It's a step up.
either
Actually-
show and prove, you know. That's it.
Yeah,
So
he's got to
let's-
prove something,
let's call our predictions. Let's call our predictions.
Haney's
I'm
got
not.
something
I'm
to
obviously
prove.
not good at it. I'm not good at it, but I feel something's telling me Linares can pull it out.
Okay, Nika. Okay. Tracy, who you got, Tracy?
I actually have Linares.
Okay.
I really think.
Okay.
I mean, it's 50-50, but I think Linares can pull it out unless there's a different Haney that comes to the canvas Saturday night.
Like with more power.
Yeah, right. Yeah, like, did he do anything different? Did he work? Who I don't
He's
know.
not
Did
a
he
knockout
have any
artist, so
tricks?
it's like.
Did he?
He's
Yeah,
not.
if it's the same old.
It's hard to teach. I mean, it's hard to. If you don't have power, you don't have power. It's hard. I mean, yes, you can.
You can't teach power, correct?
No,
Yeah.
you can sit on your punches and there's a
comes
little
from
bit more.
here.
And then punches add up. He throws a lot of punches. He does. And they can add up. And punches add up to the body, to the head, whatever, mostly to the body, whatever. Yes. But it's hard to like switch that around. I don't know. So Nancy, what do you think?
Oof, that's hard. And I'm
So
gonna
we
tell
got three
you.
Linares.
I know. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna bring up Ben Davison. Okay, so Ben Davison, you know, has been working with Fury, right? Working with Taylor. Now
Yes.
he's working with Haney.
Right.
Okay.
He's proven.
Exactly. That
proven.
is so, and that has me leaning to Haney. Just that right there, right? From what I've seen, Haney in the past, you know, I've always gathered like he listens to his corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
He goes for the game plan into fights, and his Ben actually has me going for Haney. So
and see that's why I'm 50-50 because of him, or else I wouldn't be 50-50. I'd be 100% Linares.
Yeah, and it
That's
goes
why
back
I'm
like
50-50.
it's like last weekend's fight, right? I believe Linares is not done. His best years aren't behind him. I mean, you know, of course, I mean it's just part of the career, right? But I don't think we should discount him.
Right.
But if I have to make a choice, I'm going to say Haney. I don't know that I can call it. You know, I think, you know, it'll be, let's say, like a 5th, 6th round.
Ooh,
yeah,
that's early.
That's early, right?
Girl,
I know. I
Very,
know.
very.
I'm
don't
going
like
out
that.
there.
I don't like doing
I
the
know
round
that
part.
crazy. I know. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna go out there. I feel like
She's going balls in.
They're gonna have a good game plan. I'm betting on they're gonna have a good game plan, right?
Okay.
Is what I'm betting on. So I might, I'm
He's
probably
not gonna knock him out, so I don't know.
I feel like
He's not a knockout artist. He's not gonna knock
he's
no
not
Linares
because of the
out.
power, right? Because of the
Yeah.
power.
I mean, I can see you saying the later rounds, but you know what? 5th to 6th. Okay. I like your confidence.
That's,
Y'all gonna be
that's
like,
definitely
Nancy.
50-50 across the board.
I just have a feeling. It's just a gut feeling. I don't know, but
If she's
Okay.
right, I'm always going to listen to her after that.
Right.
we'll see.
Exactly.
We'll see.
I'm never good with these things. That's why I don't bet. But
I don't.
you know, I just feel like the way he didn't put the way he fought Gamboa. I feel like Linares is gonna be a little bit more craftier than Gamboa, so he's not gonna
Girl,
like.
yeah, because Lenatus has power. He's
Yeah,
tall, he's
Yeah.
rangy. He goes to the body. He has those long punches. Like,
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I mean,
I've seen
It's
Haney
hard.
leave himself
It's
open
hard, but you're
and
asking us to pick, right? It's
no,
hard.
you're right. No, you're good. I like that. I
It,
like that. I like
it's
you. I like you
it's
doing that.
it's totally you're on point. It'll be a good fight because there's a lot of
It is.
things at play, right? Here we have someone that's undefeated. Here we have someone, who's this is like their fight. Like they got to win this, right?
Right.
well, yeah, because after this, he has to like if he wins this fight, then he has to Teofimo Lopez.
We get
Then
real
he could,
serious.
yeah, he has some other good fights after this. So I'm
because
pretty
he's
sure Devin Haney coming there to, with his best, but I don't think
But I can
Linares is
honestly
gonna make
say
it
this is
even.
the first time that I'm actually really excited about a Haney fight. Like honestly, like
yeah. That's so,
you know.
yeah. Yep.
So
Very
And so who do you think is going to bring the fans?
Linares.
I
Linares.
think that Haney has his fans and
Mhm.
Lenatus has his fans. I really do. I think that they're totally split down the middle. I really do.
I feel like Haney has the younger fans, and the younger fans are not
Yes.
really the ones that come out to the fights and stuff like that. So
Right. Different demographics, different
Right.
age groups. I really do. So I think that they have their own unique fans.
yeah,
Haney's being thrown into the bunch with Teofimo, the new four kings, they call them, right? Like within that division. So I think that, for that reason, it's really important for, everybody to watch the fight and, let's see what that outcome is because it's going to be impactful. It's going to be
Absolutely.
real impactful, especially for what's going to come after that, right? Win or lose. So I think it'll be good. I think it'll be real good.
Absolutely. Yeah. So like I said, this is the first time I've really been excited, and Devin, he's a great guy. I've met him a couple of times. And one time he used my charger. He was a really nice gentleman, cute kid, really nice. I want him to succeed. And I hope he does, I really do. I want him to win, but I just looking again, my boxing brain tells me different, but let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, look, Jesus made a good point, and this is part of what I was saying earlier. I'm seeing the comment right now with regards to the trainer. I think it's you think about Canelo and Eddie, right? And that dynamic, and that's how it should work, right?
Absolutely.
They're one. The corner is one, right? It's a one team.
Yes.
And I kind of get a feeling from Ben Davison, a lot of kind of that type of atmosphere, or how should I say it, kind of that chi that he's bringing when he's working with these fighters, right? If they're coachable, he's showing that, hey, I can help you win.
Yeah, obviously he's a good teacher, and you have to be, So
young.
That's really
he's
good.
28 years old. He's 28 years old. Taylor is like 30. But 28 years old, and look at the impact he's making, and the fighters that he's working with.
Yeah, somebody asked, they're like, "So, what about your coach Ben?" And Josh is like, "Oh, he's a handsome young lad, isn't he?" And it was just so funny. He's like, "Yeah, I mean, he's a genius, and he's able to teach, which is so important for a trainer. It really is. You have to get your point across." So let's move on. Lomo and Nakatani, June 26th.
Yep.
Lomo has a lot of pressure.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, and what you just told us about how his demeanor was when you saw him there, he kind of looks. He might be feeling like he's taking a step back, and maybe his time has passed.
Mm-hmm.
So this would be an interesting fight because
and Tio beat him. Nakatani.
Fair and square. Yeah, fair and square.
He beat Lomo. So Lomo has to beat him, in his brain, in his own mind.
I wonder if,
So what kind of pressure is he going through?
That's a lot of pressure.
Is Loma
a lot of pressure.
People were already taking Loma off, the pound for pound list. I mean, when he when he lost, and it's like Micah says, right? It's Twitter world, and everybody was just like, he's done, it's over, forget it. And
It's so unfair.
I mean, people knocking him off the pound for pound list. I'm like, come on now, come on. That's not.
The one strike, you're done. It's ridiculous.
Twitter.
Yeah,
I mean,
Twitter is a hateful place. Twitter is definitely a hateful place.
More than half of them don't even know what these guys go through, what it is to be in a gym, what it is to like go through train, nothing.
And that's why I get so frustrated.
Glovegate again.
Oh God.
He's like,
they're still talking about that.
They're still talking about that.
They're still talking about that right now.
I'm like, you can't stop it.
I felt like when the fight was announced between Fury and Wilder, I thought that the Glovegate was gonna die down, but it's like it amplified it even more now. Yeah, it's crazy. So
you have some people that will not leave it alone. They won't.
Oh my God.
They won't. It's this dude Artman that just is like obsessed with it. Yeah.
I know him because he lied on me not too long ago.
Yeah.
He apologized, so I ain't hop on him. But he's definitely a Wilder fan, so he's gonna go to bat and die on that hill for Wilder.
Saying, let that shit go.
I'm like, is that your brother? Because
what?
It's definitely a big fan of Wilder. I hope he gets a ticket or something to this fight because he's been campaigning for a whole year or something.
A T-shirt, something. I'll buy him a T-shirt because he is a diehard fan. Absolutely.
But like, are you a diehard fan of boxing, or are you just a diehard fan of Wilder? And I see Bobby, you on here laughing because
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby's in the chat right here because he thinks Artman is funny. I think he's funny sometimes, but he's obsessed with Wilder. He is obsessed. He wakes up at the crack of dawn talking about this man. I think that he goes to the search bar and looks up Wilder's name and then just goes to each person's comments and then reacts to it. Because there's no way that you could be on everybody's comment and like unless you search their name.
Anybody that mentions Wilder, he's right there. It's true.
He said Artman should be walking Wilder down the aisle.
Artman would be in heaven. Yeah.
I hope he gets a ticket. I hope for his sake because he's been Wilder's biggest fan, his biggest advocate online. He's been like going back with UK Twitter. It's ridiculous because he even went so far as to lie on my name for Wilder.
I saw that.
That's like, I'm not gonna hop on him because he apologized. So Micah, relax.
Right. You're like, I forgave him. We're done.
Yeah. Because he did apologize. But I'm like, if you have to lie on somebody's name to make a point, you obsessed. You are obsessed.
Yeah.
You are obsessed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's what I have to say about that.
So Lomo has a lot of pressure, but and then I wanted to talk about too because RobBrant, he's my dude. He's going to be on that card. He was a former world champion. He beat Murata, and then he lost to Murata. So he's going to be fighting. I can't even pronounce. I got to look at this guy's name. So this guy's name is like Zanabez Alakan something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The crazy thing is that so this guy is ranked by WBO, IBF, and WBC, and then for whatever reason, Rob, he lost his ranking. I mean, he fought last year, so I don't understand, but I'm really like, so Rob is also with B&B, Bud Crawford and Bomac, and I'm really hoping to see him come back up because I mean he's 26-2. And then this guy is coming out of nowhere. And I know that Top Rank is trying to bring him up too. So I don't know, but that's my guy. He's from Texas.
Yeah.
And I'm excited about that.
He's like a good guy, like a quiet guy.
Very, very humble. He was on Team USA, which, I'm Team USA. So, I love all the guys coming out of Team USA. So
Since we're talking about the B&B camp, what do you think about what Shakur is doing? Like, on Twitter. Jamel Herring, yeah.
Girl. Okay, so I was talking to Red today. So those are all my guys. Like I love them all. They're awesome. That's just all. It's all for.
What did Jamel do?
That's how they play. That's how they do. You
No,
know, and
I think Jamel is playing, but I think Shakur is doing too much and he's being rude and disrespectful.
So Shakur's playing and half not playing because who knows what's going to happen in the future. But Jamel is so humble. He's such a great,
you gotta get out of that because when Shakur is doing, you like interrupting people while they like in the middle of eating the seafood boil. Like you're doing too much now. Now you're doing too much. You messing up seafood boil. You're doing too much.
Don't do the crab legs.
Yeah.
No, but they're all training together right now. So they're all together. So it's
like I don't.
I just don't like Shakur. I don't like him.
I know. I've seen.
I don't like him.
Stuff where you don't like Shakur.
Yeah, because I tweeted him one time about some stuff that he said before, and then he retweeted me and said something slick, and then he deleted it.
Oh.
He was just like, something about stupid, and then he deleted it because I said, he said he wanted to like unify a fight with like Oscar Valdez or somebody. I forgot who he said, but then I said. You had the chance when you had Warrington and damn, who's the other guy? Oh my god, can't even think of a name right now. But
so
he didn't like that.
She knows her stuff.
Yeah. And he was pissed off, so he retweeted me and said some slick shit. But then before I could respond, he deleted. So somebody got to him and
at least respond.
So Christine, with Rob. I read about some of the legal issues that were going on, right? So and I don't know where that's at right now.
It's done with. So we had a
legal with
we had a guy too that was in the same legal stuff that was signed with Cohen as well.
Yeah. So
we're all done with that stuff. My guy had also fought for a world title and all that stuff. We were all mixed up in a bunch of stuff. So we were like going through it together. But it's all good. It's done.
Good.
Thank God.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yes.
There's when you think about the sport, right? Compare it to other sports. There's not a whole lot out there. For
protection.
Fighters, right? Like there's not like a retirement foundation. There's not like any type of
right. When you're done.
For them, when you're done, you're done. But even when it comes to some of these, when they're working and partnering or contracting with promoters or managers, so that's why the Ali, the Ali Act, I think is just awesome, and I just love that it's there for fighters, that encounter these rough situations.
I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to read this comment on the screen right now.
I know you do.
Somebody said Shakur puts me to sleep, and I agree. Really? He been talking so much shit, but he's not a knockout artist. He don't put nobody out. He don't really do that much.
Little boy.
He goes the distance with people. He goes the 12 rounds with people. He don't put these people out. Like Joet Gonzalez, when he fought him, I thought that he was gonna knock this dude out because supposedly he called him the N-word. He was having so much turmoil with his family. So to me, that's the guy that you need to knock out. And he beat Joet's ass, but it was like a long, drawn out, boring ass 12 rounds. So Philly Irish Drew Eva, I agree with you, sir. Okay, sorry. You can continue.
Philly's funny.
And Shakur's fighting Barrios, right?
No.
He's fighting
not Barrios. I forgot his name. It's gonna be in
Vegas too. I forgot his name too.
Is he on Showtime?
No, let me tell you, I was watching an interview that Shakur was doing. Shakur. And he
an African guy.
Yeah, and that's what he said. He didn't even know the guy's name. When they asked him who you fighting, he was like, "Oh, some African guy." I was like, "Oh my God, this guy has no, he don't know his name. So he's not really caring too much for him." So yeah.
Those are
pillows, said, I just finished my show. So usually he has a show on Thursdays. He's like, I'm so sorry, I'm gonna have my show tonight. I was like, it's okay, do you, boo. So he
Yeah,
just
because they
said
had a guy on from Revis, the gloves, Revis.
yes. About
Probably
was
talking
the glove
about
gate, the glove gate thing, wasn't it?
yeah. Like
Yeah.
how many more people do they have to like?
God,
'Cause
leave
they
his
had
glove get
on,
alone. My goodness.
They had
Like,
somebody on
did
from,
they investigate this glove gate? Like, why is this even an issue? Like,
It's not an issue, or it would have already been like
yes, I'm like,
proven.
leave it
because
where it's
people are
at.
like, they're showing me a picture, like zoomed in, like you can see his knuckles.
No, but let me tell you, when we
What?
did the show last week and I said something about, oh, the glove gate, I seen a lot of people posting Photoshop pictures. Then somebody was watching our show here and then they tweeted, they didn't at me, but I saw that they tweeted it. They were just like, oh, for the people who think that these pictures are Photoshop, these pictures are from Getty Images, so,
Yes,
and these are very credible images. I wanted to say just like, hey,
it's
just at
from
me.
I saw that. It's from
Yeah.
a professional photographer
Good
because
for-
I
yeah.
got into that battle.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
so but he was talking to me because I had said it on the show.
Right.
I said, oh, they're pulling up
You
these
should be
pictures
like,
that look
thanks for letting me
Photoshop, and he was
know.
like, for the people who saying that these pictures are Photoshop, these are professional pictures from professional photographers on Getty Images, and they're very credible. I'm like, God, you guys are gonna die on that glove gate hill by yourself, like,
Right.
it's ridiculous.
Exactly. Leave it alone.
Somebody asked, what are our thoughts on Lopez and Cambosos?
Lopez and Cambosos.
Lopez is the new boogeyman for me.
Yeah.
For me, he's the new boogeyman right now.
I don't know about Boogeyman.
Girl,
Is he talking about Teofimo?
Yeah. He's
fighting.
I know his team. He's got the best team behind him. He's doing big things, and his confidence level is here. And the thing is this mental part is 80% of it.
Absolutely.
But I don't think he's the new Boogeyman, but I think he's gonna win this fight because I don't see Cambosos.
Right.
Okay, but I just gotta wait. I just got a notification of the Knicks one, so let's go Knicks. Okay, sorry. But I don't think Cambosos is like, the one who's gonna come in there and wreck shop. So
Absolutely not.
So yeah, he can talk the shit that he wants right now. But I did see a little video of Teofimo Lopez stating that he wants to fight Joshua Taylor, but he doesn't want to fight him in the UK. What do you guys think about that?
When I think it goes to the UK.
That's probably why.
If it happens, yeah.
Yeah, he says that he doesn't want to give anybody the upper hand, so he doesn't want to fight Taylor in the UK. But he said he'll fight in the UK, but he won't fight Taylor in the UK. So if I was like,
I know that after this fight, he said he wanted Haney. I don't know. So
yeah, because there was a video clip that he said he wanted to fight Taylor, but he wouldn't fight him in the UK.
Okay.
Chicago.
Yeah. So
Texas.
I just thought that was weird because in the same sentence he was like, I want to fight in the UK, but I don't want to fight Taylor in the UK.
Okay.
Because I don't think he thinks he would get the call over there. So
I wonder if because Taylor has such because he's undisputed and
so
I don't know. That's a weird statement.
It was a weird statement to me. That's why I'm just like, how are you gonna say you'll fight in the UK, but then you don't want to fight Taylor in the UK?
I mean,
yeah.
Maurice fought Frampton and beat him over there on his soil, and then Josh came here and beat Ramirez on his soil. So,
so that's why I feel like, are you babysitting? Don't start babysitting these bills. Don't start babysitting
Well,
these.
you know what'll happen is
I like Tio.
Money will talk. Money will talk. And here's what can happen, right? So we know that the UK can bring the fans out, right? And I just think that he's maybe counting his eggs before they hatch type deal, right? Because he's saying no to that. But, if they really genuinely make an effort to try to make it happen and they put that money down, I think
he said he ain't fighting Taylor in the UK. Those were his words. He said, I don't want to give. He said, I'm the new cash cow, and I'm not going to give anybody the upper hand. and I don't want to. I'm not gonna fight Taylor in the UK because he said, you know, I'm the undisputed, and you know, I just feel like I don't want to give anybody the upper hand.
I want
So
to see Tio have more fights first. You know.
you know what? I know Tio is, you know, I congratulate him on his accomplishments against Loma. I don't like his new attitude. I'm sorry. I feel like this shit is going to his head. I do not like his new attitude. I don't like it. I'm sorry. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. He's not humble at all. I don't like it. I don't like it. And you know, if the humble pie starts being served, I'm not gonna be mad because I don't like the way he's talking to people. Like he'll say some disrespectful stuff, but then he deletes it. Like he be feeling himself for a minute, and he'll tweet something. He'll tweet something really disrespectful, and then he deletes it. So it's just like, hey, you were saying it with your chest. Leave it up. Who told you to delete it?
Yeah.
You're gonna say how you feel. So keep it up there. But he deletes like some really nasty comments that are like not very humble, you know. And I feel like if you're gonna be this fighter that's gonna be great, you gotta have a little bit of humbleness, you know.
Absolutely, you have to be.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
you know, I've seen him like in the amateurs, and I've seen him coming up, and I just see like his growth and everything, and I've seen his talent, and I just feel like he's just really come up and come such a long way, and I really believe like he is going to do. He's done great things.
He gotta stay humble. He gotta stay humble.
No,
he
you're right. No, I am totally with humility. But I believe that I mean I haven't seen some of the things that you've seen. So the things that I've seen, I believe that
I'm gonna send you something he tweeted today and delete it. He did something today. He said, all these people talking to millionaires that don't have no money or some shit like that. And I'm just like, wow, where did that come from? Oh, that's nasty.
I didn't see that.
I'm like, oh, why did you delete that? Why you said that with your chest? Why you deleted it?
Like, wait, Nike saw that, so.
No, because somebody screenshotted it and sent it into a group chat. So, but it says this tweet has been deleted. So I'm just like,
once it's out there,
once it's up there, it still stays up there, but it says this tweet was deleted, but you can see it. But if you said it with your chest, you know, you were feeling yourself for the minute, and you said it with your chest, so you tweeted it, and then it didn't look good, so you deleted it. I don't like the not humble Teofimo. I don't like it at all.
Yeah, humility is very important. Absolutely.
Yeah. I like a little bit of shit talking, but he's very rude when he shit talks. He doesn't know how to like different. You know, he doesn't know how to separate the.
I haven't seen any of his shit talk, so I'm curious to see.
You know,
what he said.
The confidence is important, right? Like the confidence is important. Like, is he a good fighter? Right. Yes. Like, has he like earned, you know, call it the right to, you know, strut his stuff and, you know.
Yeah, but if you're gonna, like, somebody here, Jesus
right.
M, he says, I thought you gotta talk to get your name out. Yeah, you do. But if you're gonna talk and you're gonna say it with your chest, keep it up there. Like, to me, I feel like if you're deleting stuff, it's because you know that it was kind of like.
No,
I agree with that. But
not the image you want to portray.
Some of what we've talked about the environment that you're in, right? So here's where I'm going with this. So when I see him and when I see his dad, I get a lot of that, you know, Guerrero's dad's vibe and Danny's dad's vibe. Right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I get from Teofimo and his dad. And we all know how outspoken they are, right? Because I mean, Danny.
But you see how Danny's dad used to talk that trash like that, and then as soon as Danny lost, he couldn't handle it. He was telling people to suck dick. You know, he's like the biggest dicks are in Philly. He was like, he could not take a loss. It was disgusting the way he handled the loss.
True.
Yeah,
you know, he got humbled. And he didn't know how to handle it.
Yeah.
Christine, were you ever in HCP when Teofimo Sr. was in called in?
No.
HCP interviewed him twice.
Okay.
Teofimo Sr.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good.
He's a character.
He absolutely is a character. And
I mean, I've been in New York and I've been around him whenever Tio was fighting, and I have some video of him and stuff, so I know how he is. But I wasn't on those shows.
I feel like in the corner, he would slap his son just like Garcia's dad did. I'll never forget that.
Yeah. I get it's that same vibe, you know, it's
Yes.
that same, you know, street, you know, feel.
You have
And
to, yeah. You have to go to ACP and watch the video of Teal Senior, and you will absolutely see that. Yeah.
So what do you ladies think then? Like when the dads are like that, right? You think about Ghost's dad, and you think about Danny's
I don't
dad,
like that.
and you think about. I was gonna ask you. So what do you think that does for the fighter when the
I don't like
the dad
that.
is like that?
I don't like that, but Danny already explained it to himself. He's like, my dad talks to trash and I back it up. But then there came a time that you couldn't back it up. Like you lost and then you lost again.
They don't like
you know, your
like
dad's writing a check that you can't cash for him. So it's like you need to tame your dad. And you know, his dad actually got like really disrespectful to the point where he was being like racist and saying like a lot of racist slurs and stuff. And then they put a muzzle on him where he couldn't he wasn't doing any interviews at all.
Right.
You know, even though
I think it is damaging. I think it is damaging to the boxer's brand, right? It can be.
Well, mentally and
rough.
emotionally too. You know, it's like you have to worry about what's in front of you, and then you have to worry about what's behind you, like your dad or whoever it is. It's too much. It's too much.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Like, does the dad want more in the spotlight as well?
Well, you know, it's obvious as these dads are living vicariously through their sons.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know, and I don't blame them. That's their thing. But you know, you have to learn how to pull it back a little. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, it's not good. You know, sometimes and they're not in the ring. You know, your kid is in the ring, so you have to also be careful with that. You know, you don't want your kid to get hurt.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. I mean, my kid, I have kids that were professional boxers in the World Series of Boxing, that were nationally ranked and all that. So I know it's like, you gotta take care of your kids, you know? So.
Yep. I saw someone asking where we're from, by the way. I think did I see that? Were they asking where we're from?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm from Puerto Rico, raised in the Bronx.
I'm just a white girl from Chicago. I am Sicilian. That's it.
I miss Lisa in Texas, so Dallas Fort Worth area.
Me too. And can you believe we've never met? Nancy and I have never.
It's gonna happen.
So are you guys? You guys are really close to each other. Yeah.
It can happen before you leave because you're about to leave. I mean, definitely
when you
get back. I know you've got your plate full, and we're gonna make that happen.
When I get back after the Olympics, we're meeting.
Yep.
It's crazy.
In Japan,
so I have one more matchup that I want to talk about, and I need your opinion. And that is Errol Spence and Manny Pacquiao. Nika, you're to my right. Wait, you're to my right. So what you gotta say, girl?
I think it's a good fight. I was like, I was surprised like everybody else when it was announced. But
were you surprised? Wait, hold on. Were you surprised because you thought Bud should have got that matchup?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Because and I wasn't mad that Spence got it because I love good fights, so he got the fight. I'm not a hater. But what I do hate is how people have to disrespect Bud when this was announced. Like, you should be happy for Spence. Why are you hating on Bud? Like, you should be like, hey, we're happy Spence got this fight. You don't have to start shitting on Bud because he got the fight that Spence got the fight with Manny. Like, why does that have to happen? And it's always these bums on Twitter because they love calling Crawford a bum and like he's fighting bums. And I'm like, you guys don't even lace up. How dare you say some shit like that? Like, how do you fix your mouth to say something like that?
They have no
like
idea.
Bud's name shouldn't even came up. Like, it should have just been like, oh, this is a good fight. Like, can't wait to see it. That's it. Not like, Bud is this, Bud is that. He's fighting.
Casuals that don't get it.
And that's what pissed me off about it. So like when I heard the fight was announced, I was happy about it because I love a good fight. But
Yeah.
then I was disgusted by all the like comments that everybody
The
was
Crawford
saying.
hate was
It
terrible.
was so disgusting. The Crawford hate,
Yes.
so disgusting, so disgusting. I was just like, you know what? I'm not gonna get suspended because I was just like, I just tweeted
You're
like,
I don't
all
wanna
of
get
the
It's
hate.
so
suspended
hard for
again.
me.
Yeah, I was just like, the hate for Crawford is so. You guys are showing the hate that you have for Crawford. And that's
Girl,
all
they
I
don't even
said.
know.
Yeah, it's just like, wow.
It's hard for me
It's
to
just
keep
like
my mouth shut.
you don't have to hate on another fighter to like big up or like support your fighter.
Absolutely.
You
That's right.
you could be respectful of all fighters and still like cheer for your guy. So
Yeah.
that kind of stuff it really pisses me off, and I don't like it. So you guys can feel the way you want to feel. I'm gonna say what I want. You guys are disgusting that say disgusting things about fighters just because your man got a fight with Manny. Like,
And you probably have no idea. You've never been in a boxing ring.
no,
You have
never,
clue.
never,
Like, how
never.
can you?
And like these guys, like they at them, they at him. They were atting, but when they were like, oh, you still fighting bums and
Girl,
stuff
they
like
would
that.
not at
And
him
it's
in his
like
face.
in his face.
Trust
So
that.
like if you don't have
Yeah.
the same energy offline, don't do it online. Don't do it online.
Exactly.
If
Yeah.
you can't say the stuff in his face, don't do it online.
I did
That's
go up to Crawford and say, "You only fought Tomato King."
they would never. They would
No,
never.
they would not.
No, I don't think so.
No, they would not. Nancy, what do you think about this matchup? And who wins? Oh wait, hold on, Nika. Who wins?
You know what? I'm gonna go with Manny because I feel like he still has the speed and the power. So I'm gonna go with Manny, and it's not because I'm a Spence hater, because I'm actually a Spence fan as well. I'm just not a Spence fanatic, But the way that Manny looked in his last fight, which was kind of a while ago against Thurman, he still had his speed and everything like that. And I don't think that he's gonna come into this fight half stepping. So, if Spence wins, then congratulations to him, and then hopefully. And somebody said, "Come on, Nika." Yeah,
Come
I'm
on,
gonna go for
Nika.
Manny.
That's Bobby. He said, Bobby said, come on,
I said that
Nika.
Manny's gonna win. Manny still got speed and he still has power. Like
Yes.
that little man is not. He's not done yet. He's not done yet.
Boo. Yes.
He's
exactly.
not done yet. So those are my opinions, and that's my pick. So live with it.
Yeah.
Nancy, what do you say?
Like so many emotions, to be honest, with this fight, and I don't, so many emotions just because. So you have the people that are like, why did he pick Crawford, over Spence? Is it because did
Promotion?
Because this everybody's saying this is going to be Pacquiao's last fight, right? And he's going to retire after this. So why did he pick Earl over Crawford? Was it who's more of the challenge, right?
It's promotional, Bob.
Yeah, right. So that's debatable. When
I said, "Wow, Nika." Wow, Nika, Pacquiao. Yeah, I said Pacquiao. Go.
Well, I'm actually gonna go with Nika on this. And it's a couple of things. I think it is the emotion, because whether you're a Pacquiao fight or not, I mean, he's been one of those that he takes the fight, right? He has never. I can't say never, right? Because I don't know factually, but to say that he's been dodging people or not taking it, he takes the fight. He takes the fight. Another thing that comes with this matchup is it's not in Texas, Christine, right?
I know.
That's interesting to me.
I already got my hotel.
Yeah,
did you? I already have a hotel for Vegas.
That's awesome.
I want to go.
Awesome to be here because this is Earl's stomping ground. Pacquiao would have brought the fans as well. I remember seeing Pacquiao versus Claudy back in 2010. And when I tell you, like every Filipino, like in the U.S. came to Texas for that fight.
He's very well respected.
So
can I just? I want to talk to this Davis guy.
Okay. Yeah. Respond.
Because he says, "Wow, Nika, Pacquiao." But my thing is, like, when there was talks of Crawford fighting Pacquiao, it was okay, and Pacquiao was either gonna beat him and everything. But now that he's fighting Spence, is like, oh, now Pacquiao is like over the hill. He's not gonna be able to win, and it's wild like a Pacquiao. Yeah, I picked Pacquiao. What the fuck?
Man.
They said the same thing when he was fighting Thurman, and he fucking dragged Thurman through the mud. So yeah, it's Pacquiao. That's what I said, and that's what I stand on.
I'm gonna go with the same. I'm gonna go with the same, and I was leaning more towards Spence, because I think he can. Can he pull it off? I think so. But if I have to decide, I'm gonna say Pacquiao. That man just has not slowed down, really. I mean, he's constantly training. He's never not, I guess, unless he's making a record album or whatever else he does.
Lord,
he
don't
sings,
do
he's
anymore.
political, right? He's always doing something. But I think he's gonna bring it. For Spence, I think
he doesn't live like a crazy
if you're gonna lose,
off-camp life.
Right. If you're gonna lose, I mean, Pacquiao, right? That's
right.
He's a legend. Whether you like him or not. Yeah.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Exactly. So if you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose to Pacquiao. I think that's not bad at all. So yeah, Davis, I know, and I'm a Texas girl, and I do like Spence, but I'm gonna go with Pacquiao on this one.
This guy said Thurman and Manny was close. I don't think so, Mr. Jesus. I don't know. I don't know what you was watching, buddy.
No.
And you're obviously a Spence fan, so we'll just put that out there, because if you're saying all that, I don't think that fight was not close. That fight was not close. And Thurman hasn't even fought since that fight, right?
No.
He's still out. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think Bud takes on. Oh, I'm sorry, Casey. Go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. Finish.
No, what I was gonna say though, as far as Crawford goes, he's taking the heat for all of this fight's not happening situation, right? And so here you have yet another fight that should have been his and not happening. So is it Crawford? Is it really, the promote? Like, what is the issue? But he's the one taking the brunt, regardless of the fans, frustration.
Yep.
I really think that's the case. Whether you like Crawford or not, the fact of the matter is he's the one taking the brunt of the decisions that have been made. And when was the last time we saw him fight? It's just going to get more and more frustrating.
He fought Brooke. He fought Brooke.
He's a goat.
Yeah, he fought.
He fought Brooke.
Crawford fought a year ago.
Pound for pound king.
Yeah.
He knocked out Brooke.
Mm-hmm. And so on Twitter, I saw the fans upset, that it wasn't Crawford, and getting mad at Crawford, and he's gonna take.
No,
he's gonna
it's
have
not
to
his fault.
It's not.
I didn't even see people being mad that it wasn't Crawford. I saw people just being disgusting to him, that and like gloating that it was Spence.
They don't know the business. They don't know how the business works. That's what it is.
Yeah, there's a lot of politics, and it's just
absolutely.
Aram is like pushed Crawford, like
he's done. I mean, there's so many videos of it. He's done.
He has one fight left. Does he have to do one more fight?
Yeah.
Then he's done with Top Rank, and
I just see a lot of it's a lot of Spence fanatics who are just nasty to Crawford, and it's like so unwarranted. And if you can't say this stuff in nobody's face in person, then you don't really need to be saying this shit online, because these characters that you have on Twitter make you feel so tough, but you don't really have that same energy in person. Absolutely. So like,
absolutely,
I be wanting to like cuss people out, but I'm just like, hey, it's not your fight. It's not your fight.
Yeah.
It's not your fight. Don't get suspended for something that's not even your shit. But I be when I be seeing the shit that people be saying,
I don't want to be like Raging Babe and be suspended permanently.
Yeah, because I've been there before. Like I've been there like 30 times at least. But I've never had as many followers as she has. Her Twitter followers are like 20K, so she's not gonna get that back. She's not gonna get that back. She's gonna have some work to do. So I just don't know why she just didn't make another account. Like she has like people tweeting for her through.
I'm a messenger. I'm a text her. I'm a text her and tell her to do that.
she could just make another account. Like she has Jake Donovan tweeting for her, like her her opinion. I'm like, he's like from the dusk of Raging Babe. I'm like, is she the president now? Like, what the fuck? Like, just make a new account. It's not that serious, girl.
You know,
make
the
a
only
new
thing I
account.
can think
Start
of
from scratch like I do all the time.
The only thing I can think about the whole new account situation, you know, I have seen that she's really invested in herself and her brand. And
but she's not gonna get it back now. It's already been 2 weeks. Then she's not gonna get it back.
And to change names, right, or to get
she could do
name,
right. Raging Rosado. Her last name is Rosado.
Or she can do Babe Raging.
Or Raging Rosado. Like she gotta do something else.
She's probably taking the time to like reassess. Okay, like what do I go
to
with?
Me,
right?
Yeah, to me, you can't be tweeting through people and saying like from the desk of Raging Babe, like, girl, you're not the president of the United States. Girl, make a new account. I made 30 accounts already. Just make a new account. I know I don't know if she's still appealing the case, like to get her account back, but it's been 2 weeks already. I've been through it with them. I know enough to know that she's not gonna get her account back because I've been through it enough times to know she's not gonna get her account back. If she would have got it back, she would have got it back like in like the first 3 or 4 days that it was suspended, and she appealed it. You know, try to appeal it, but it's been 2 weeks now. She's not gonna get it back.
That sucks.
But
she was always
again, you know, for you Spence fanatics, I'm happy for you guys that you got this Manny Pacquiao fight, but you really don't need to hate on the next guy to support your guy. And I really don't give a fuck. I can suck a dick and choke. You know, I really can't stand these people online with that shit.
Yeah.
So it's so disgusting the things they say. They would never say those things in person. It's really disgusting.
No,
they would their promoter. That's why they're to blame.
Bobby says she's hurting about that 20K. Yeah, that's a lot of followers to lose. She already lost them. She's not gonna get them back. It's been 2 weeks. She's not gonna get it back. And Jake has been helping her, so he's usually good about getting accounts back. So if she didn't get it back by now, she's not gonna get it back. And I've never won an appeal with Twitter. I just want to put that out there. That's why I've always had to put a new account. I've never gotten any account back that I've lost.
Tracy, what do you think about Earl and Pacquiao?
When I heard, I was excited. To be honest, I enjoy.
Because you're not a hater, right? Because you're not a hater.
I have no. I don't have hate for anybody, except some political people, but that's a different story.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a different story. I love it. I love Pacquiao. I love watching him fight.
I know.
I love him. Like, this man has had 60 something fights. Damn it, I thought I knew it off the top of my head and I didn't. I have it right here. No, I didn't write it down.
I really don't know how many he's had.
I like it. I think that Aaron is responsible for it not being Crawford. And everyone's blaming Crawford. And it's not Crawford's fault.
Because they don't know.
They don't know that there's a fucking ton of politics behind closed doors to put a fight together.
But people saying that he don't want these fights, that he's ducking. I'm like, what?
How do they know?
Who says that?
How do we know?
This is why I need to get off of social media. You know what? I need to get off social media.
I'm excited. Like, yeah, people were talking so much like, oh my God, and he's an old man. Are you kidding me? Do you want to get in the ring with Pacquiao?
He's dangerous.
Are you telling me he's an old man?
Yeah.
That man will beat the shit out of you. That man, he is, I think that a couple things. It's a gift to Spence to be in the ring with someone like Pacquiao, to learn what it's like to be with someone of Pacquiao's, I can't even think of the word. I'm just Pacquiao's, thing.
Yeah, caliber.
I can't even think of the word. To be in the ring with Pacquiao is just amazing to me. I also, at the same time, am wondering if Pac did this because this is maybe his swan song.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that this might be the swan song for him.
Yeah.
I would hate to see him leave, but I mean, Pacquiao's been around a long time, and I mean, but yet he's still so young. So I like it. I'm stoked for it. I want to go to it and see it. Like, this is like a living legend that is going to be fighting with Spence, and I respect Spence. He's a great guy. So Spence fought a year ago, coming off of an accident. So I'm wondering, is he ready for this?
Girl, they're
mean?
gonna kill you for that, for saying that, girl.
Yeah,
They're gonna get on your ass for saying that.
That's okay, girl. We got you.
But
We
somebody
got you.
said, my question is, why don't Bud leave Top Rank? Because there's a contract there. He has one more fight, and
or
let's
he
keep.
can buy out
That's
the
what we were
contract.
talking about.
Why would you buy out a
Understand.
contract when you have one more fight left? That would be
Right.
ridiculous to do.
But you can't just leave a contract unless
Yeah.
the promoter messes up somehow. You can't
Yeah.
just do that. You can get sued. Like, I mean, there's legalities.
He has
here.
one more fight left. Why would you buy out a contract that has one more fight left? That
The only
would
thing I
be
can think of
ridiculous.
is like from a legal perspective. So the contract can be in place, right? But the pay can still be negotiable, is what I'm assuming. So that could be part of what if we say, I think we all agree, that it's not him, but it could be that it could be that is that they are not coming to an agreement in terms of the pay for the fight. I think that might be a possibility. But I don't know how these things work, right? I just I know.
So the promoter can do the minimum in the contract. And that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
So you write it out, and then when it's done, then you do what you got to do. So it's almost over. It's about to be done. And
Yeah.
I feel like he should, after this contract is up and he do that one fight, he just needs to do like the Canelo route and just do like fight by fight, maybe like a 2-fight deals and stuff like that.
Girl, trust me.
From his own
entity. Yeah.
Trust me, girl. Things are gonna explode when the
That'll
contract
be good.
Trust me.
Absolutely, I agree.
I want to see with Pacquiao. I'm excited to see Jinky. I don't know why I get a kick out of Jinky and
that's his wife, right?
That's his mom. His mom.
His wife.
On the sideline.
No, his mom. His wife.
Because his mom is the one that does like that.
I love girl. I'm like, where's Jinky? Where's the mom? Where's the?
Yeah.
They put on a show on their own.
So y'all ready to hear my predictions?
Yeah, we're waiting.
Okay. So I love Errol. So I've known him since.
You see how I got away with not picking her for the win?
He fought my kids. We used to spar with him. He'd come to my gym. I go to his gym. He was trained by, rest in peace, Gene Vivero. He started at Gene Vivero. He has Mexican style. Wayne Maddox, who does not train anymore, he also was trained by him. They both got him to Team USA, #1. And he still has their style. Bunches of punches, all in your face, walking you down, whatever. And he hasn't changed. I mean, his style has not
punches
changed.
And bunches.
His style has not changed since the amateurs, except for his style has not changed. So anyway, as much as Manny was like my favorite boxer back in the day, and he still is one of them.
That's good.
And so this was like a really hard matchup for me. Because I know Errol like personally. I don't know Manny personally, but I love his style. But I think Manny, he is older. He's 44. He's still dangerous. He's very dangerous. But Errol came up with the best trainers in Dallas. And Nancy, Gene Vivero. He recently passed.
Yeah.
He was a legend in Dallas.
Yep.
And I don't know if you knew Wayne Maddox. He was another legend that retired. And they were the ones that brought him up.
Yep.
And so he learned from the best. And he still has that. I see it like every time he fights. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Errol's going to win. But it's not going to be a walk in the park. because Manny is still dangerous.
Yeah.
And Manny has
And,
fought Mexican style and has dominated against Mexican style. And the style hasn't changed, like you said. And that's, you know, Manny fights well against it. He knows it well. So I'm with you. You know what, Christine? For me, it's almost like this nostalgia type of feeling with this fight. That's why I'm going for Pacquiao. I'm with you right there, knowing, you know, Earl's history and you know, his fight, you know, who's been in his corner. Like I'm with you on all of that, because I can say that I am a fan. I do like Earl. I'll say that I'm a fan. Okay, I am.
He's a good guy.
And it's Pacquiao. I don't know. Like, it's just.
No, I know.
He's a good guy
you know
too.
And after the wreck, it's like you hope that you're like still 100%, but how can you be?
Yeah.
You know, you hope for a miracle, you pray for a miracle, but how can you be? Yep. His last fight, he said that he was going to get a nutritionist and a strength and conditioning coach. So you're like, okay. So you felt some of, well, you said so you're like, okay, you felt some of the impact and something wasn't right. So you know that you had to do that. And then you're like, oh, you know. But
there goes my girl Kat. She was also, Artman also jumped on her.
I like her. I see her on Twitter. Kat.
Artman actually called. Yeah, she needs to come on the show, because Artman actually jumped on her and myself because we're Puerto Rican, and he was being very disrespectful and disgusting, you know. Wow. And she tore him a new one as well. She's definitely like my kind of gal. So.
Because Artman is just like a young kid, isn't he?
I don't give a fuck what. I don't know what he is, and I really don't give a fuck. He's a piece of shit.
You know what?
Brian on my name.
I've seen her on Twitter. Kat, we definitely need to get you on the show next week. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. No, please, Tracy. So you know what? Analyzing like the activity, the behavior, like what's being said, you know, by Artman. I think so too. And because he is so like fan obsessed, I also think it's like a really young guy that
he's done video. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but he's done video.
I don't have the patience to watch those videos.
Yeah, but
because if you're a fanatic, he's obsessed with Wilder. He's obsessed with Wilder.
He's a young.
I mean, you're entitled to be obsessed with who you want to be, you know. No, but when you start lying on me, then that's the problem. Yeah. Once you start lying to me to like make your point about Wilder, that you're doing too much, my guy. You're doing too fucking much.
Fall asleep on me with like talking shit and saying
he was calling Kat and I foreigners. Like he was calling us foreigners because we're from Puerto Rico. Yeah, exactly. He was calling us foreigners. That's what he was doing. That's what he was doing. Yeah. So I was just like, because.
Because you get your response like
getting me pissed off.
It's part of the U.S.
Yeah, that's funny.
They're gonna make it a state. Well, come on.
He called us anti-black Afro-Latinas. That's what he was doing.
Oh my gosh! Wow.
Yeah. Oh. But you know what? We're giving him too much airtime over here. But you know, whatever.
Get his name.
Yeah.
He's a kid.
That was never again and done.
And yeah, there's certain people like I.
What about Logan Paul and Mayweather?
Yeah, exactly. There's certain fights I will not promote. There's certain names
I will
not speak of. I'm done. Yeah.
That's a joke.
We're done. So what we
got. Well, you know that fight went to Showtime because that was part of a deal for like Heyman to get a deal with Showtime, and if he could get the fight with Paul and Mayweather on the Showtime network. But I think that's a shitty, crappy ass fight. But I'm not mad that he's getting his money. You know, do what you do. But I'm not like happy about the fight. It's like,
Look, la la la.
I feel like he should be putting that energy into like his fighters. A lot of his fighters don't get any promotion from him at all. So and he's like
unless he's on the fight.
Yeah, exactly. Unless he's on the card. That's it. Micah, don't take it personal. I don't take it personally. I just speak the way I speak. So when I say things, it comes out very strong, and so it sounds like I take it personal. That's just the way I talk. Whatever I say, it comes out strong. I don't take it personal. Jesus, you are entitled to think what you think, and you're entitled to your opinion, sir, and so am I. And when I say it just
Absolutely.
comes out.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely. So, closing thoughts. Nika, closing thoughts. This is your platform. Say whatever you want.
Stop fucking with me. No, stop.
Don't fuck
No.
with her.
I'm excited about the Linares and Haney fight this weekend. So I think
Yeah.
we've been getting a lot of good fights recently. So I just want to keep the good fights coming.
The momentum,
lot.
yes.
Yeah. So
Okay. Nancy, closing thoughts.
You know what, it's been good for boxing fans, whether people hate PBC or hate Top Rank, or are upset that this fight or that fight isn't happening. When you think about what we've gotten as fans, just even in not just the last 12 months, just the last 2 years, we've gotten more boxing, in a COVID environment.
Yes.
In a COVID environment, we got some boxing, right? And so I think that my closing thought is that as fans, we just got to celebrate that there's still, this activity, but it's, I almost feel like leveling up. As much as I can sit here and dislike, some of the, maybe, I don't want to say the younger fighters, but, just the social
think it's
media presence and how that tends to dominate whether a fighter is good or not, type of deal. As much as that annoys me, it is bringing a lot of fans over, right? And so I think that's good. That's good for the sport.
Absolutely. Tracy, what you got to say, girl?
I have so much to say. I don't know time to say it.
It's okay. You have time. You have time. This is your platform.
Well, thank you for having me on.
Absolutely.
And
Yes, thank you.
yes, thanks for having us on.
Absolutely.
Because I'll be having to say
This
something.
is our show.
Yeah.
this is I was just like, so, I'm like, oh. I told you so. I'm like, she wants to be on the show.
Absolutely.
And just to talk about it, like I said before, and I said this last week, just to talk about it with women is something I've never been able to do, because I have not run into women who actually know the sport, know it. You know what I mean? They know a fighter, they know how they twist and they turn, and he's gonna do it that way, he's gonna switch, that kind of shit. I love it. I'm thrilled that the drama so far. Fuck it. There's always drama on Twitter, but for a while there, that Tyson and that Fury bullshit, that Tyson Fury and Joshua bullshit was just insane. And then it just kept going on and on. It was like Hearn is gonna do, and he's gonna announce it at this fight. He didn't do shit. So now Wilder's got, the arbitration got, so they're gonna fight. I'm hoping that Wilder is better. I haven't seen him. He seems a little mentally went through some shit. So to get that out of the way, I'm looking forward to this weekend to see what Haney brings to the table. Last weekend was awesome. Except I didn't know that when the fight ended that I needed to go back to ESPN Plus. So I'm sitting there going, what the fuck? They went right to the basketball game, and I'm like, they didn't even talk. What the hell? I didn't even think about going back to ESPN Plus to watch, and I don't even know why I left ESPN Plus in the first place, but to go, I was like, oh my God. I'm like, I feel like a moron right now. Everyone is tweeting is Chicago craving for a big boxing match? Yeah, in Chicago, but we have a huge promoter here in Chicago, and because Bobby
What's
Hits,
the name?
Because of the fight, because of COVID, he hasn't been able to put on any fights. So, but closing, I'm looking forward to all of these fights. I mean, and then we've got a full month, June and July packed.
Yes.
Pacquiao in August,
June 19th has so
many
fights going
fights,
on.
yo. So many
Yeah.
fights.
Yes.
I think
what are
I'm fighting
There's
that night
like-
too.
What are we gonna do?
I think I'm fighting that night.
Right?
I think I'm fighting that
that
night.
day too.
I am too.
I want to beat up some bitch on
iPad, your
Twitter.
phone, your
Her name
TV,
is
everything.
Marjorie.
How are we?
Well, who's Marjorie?
That's what I go back to
She's
say.
a
Like, it's a
racist
great
woman
time
in
for
the Senate.
boxing fans. You know, I mean, it's just
Absolutely.
boxing out of every corner, and I think that's
Yeah.
fantastic. I'm loving it, Christine. I can't wait to hear all the awesomeness. You know, that you're gonna go experience. You know, certainly, we're excited for you, and can't wait. You know, for all the stories, and it's gonna be great. We're gonna be.
Yeah.
I'm not sending you off just yet, right?
Yeah, don't leave.
You're
this
sending me
yet, but
off
you're
to
leaving
Japan.
soon.
I know.
So
It's
tell
so
us,
exciting.
Christine, when do you leave and what are you doing exactly?
Okay, so I leave June 1st to Colorado, the Springs. Obviously, that's where the USA Training Camp is, Olympic Training
Sweetest
Center is.
legal.
And then I leave June 30th, which is my birthday. And then we're going to go to Japan. So, yeah, and we're getting ready for the Olympics. We're going to the Olympics. So it's crazy times. I hear
so
that the
badass.
Japanese are protesting for us not to come in, but we'll see what
Really?
happens.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, because of COVID.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's because of
If I
COVID,
was
right?
in the bubble, if I was not in the bubble, I'd be able to see all my guys, you know, at B&B that I always see every time I do go to Colorado, you know, Bud and Jamel and Coach Red and Bomac and all of them, you know, and Shakur and everybody else, you know, but
Give a message to Sakura for me if you do get out the bubble. He's doing too fucking much. You know,
I'm gonna
he's
tell
doing
him,
too
I'm
much.
gonna tell him.
Because if the fight's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You don't need to be doing all that extra shit. Don't be interrupting people while they eating their seafood, boy. That's taking it too far. Taking it too far. And I can't even eat seafood like that because I'm allergic.
So sweet? Isn't Jamel so sweet?
Yeah, but
He's
sometimes
like
you
the
gotta
best
like
guy.
cuss people out. Sometimes you gotta cuss people out. And yesterday was one of those days. But you know,
No,
he's better. He has more patience than I do because I definitely would have like been on.
Well, I got some video today.
We appreciate you,
exclusive
Davis.
Video that I can't post, but I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, Shakur's doing a little too much for me. He's doing too much.
And Jamel is like,
funny.
And he needs to be like promoting the fight that he got in front of him. Nobody even knows who the guy's name that he's fighting right now. No, nobody knows.
I know. I didn't know. I was just like, oh my gosh. I know he's
Nobody
from Africa. I felt
knows
so bad.
what his
I
name
felt
is.
So bad.
Hey, Christine. So super grateful for everybody that was chiming in. So Davis is saying appreciate y'all. You know.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in.
I know.
Thank
Thank you
so
to
much. Thank
Davis,
you for tuning in.
Jesus, everybody that tuned in today. I mean, some great questions and comments. You know.
And we had great questions and comments, but I can't read them because I don't have my readers on.
By the way, Christine
Remember,
and I are the same age.
I told you what to do.
So
yes,
I don't
we're
have
the
my
same
readers
age.
either.
And I'll be in June. I'll be 51. So I'm
oh my gosh! Wow.
Oh,
you don't look
Sean.
a day
So you-
close to that.
Christine,
Wow.
Begin the
You know
summer,
what?
and I end the summer because I'll be 51 September 1st.
Okay, yeah, June 30th.
So I bring it round
51.
outside.
Sean was on too.
Yeah,
you know,
so-
Sean is great. You know, Sean has a nonprofit as well out in California. It's called Just Boxing. And he does some great things out there, giving out, you know, grants and scholarships to some of the fighters that are out there, and some of the fighters, you know, that were impacted by, you know, COVID or, you know, some of the fights that were canceled. You know, these folks, you know, they don't.
Chicago,
I mean, this is how they get paid. Right. And so if y'all don't follow Just Boxing, it's a really great organization. It's a foundation to help.
Just Boxing?
On Twitter?
Just
Boxing on Twitter?
Just Boxing. And
I think I followed him already.
Sean Fitzgerald. So if you see him in the comments, Sean Fitzgerald is the founder. He's got a great story and really has made himself available to me. As y'all know, I'm working on my nonprofit as well. Similar, you know, in terms of the mission to help, you know, the boxers and the boxing community.
That's awesome.
And so, you know, please follow him. And, you know, he's got some boxing background, you know, but he also will tell you he's just a fan like I am as well. So, you know, please follow him and share his website. It's a wonderful mission.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love when people give
We're
back
all
help.
about the fighters. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's
we
what I
thank y'all so
started
much.
doing here.
Nika, any last words? We're going to go around the table. Any last words?
No, let's just keep having these good fights happening, and for us real boxing fans, stop hating on other boxers to while you're cheering for your boxer. It's not that serious. You can cheer for your boxer and not hate on the next guy, and stop trying me on Twitter. Stop trying me on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
That's the most
Nancy.
important one.
You know, last thoughts. I just kind of reiterate what I said before. I'm just excited for all this boxing, man. You know, please follow. Of course, I'm always asking for that as I'm trying to build my own following to do some good, and let's be more than fans is what I'm going with. So please follow Boxing Republic. But I'm just excited, Christine. There's just so much boxing going on. And I mean, it's like, how are we going to handle this? We need iPads and monitors and TV and phone. And
we got this. We got it.
You know,
we gotta have all the gadgets in.
I feel like I need like a whole like NASA looking setup, you know, with like the, and it's awesome. I'm loving it. I'm loving it totally.
Absolutely. Tracy, what you got? Last words.
Last words are, I'm just stoked. I'm just excited to see all this boxing going on. And to piggyback, I want to say that I really think that people should, and they're not going to listen to me, but I'm still going to say it.
Yes, they
should
are.
really consider stop hating so much, because it really is a waste of energy. It really is non-beneficial to you as a person to hate on someone else. Like, it's not worth it. It is okay to like a fighter and not like the opponent or whatever, but you don't have to like hate. Like I've seen some like legit hate, and I'm like, this is just, you should respect. I personally respect all fighters. Any person that gets in the ring and stands with another person and battles each other is a strong person mentally and physically to do that. It takes balls to get in that ring. Females have, whatever, we don't have balls, but it takes balls to get in there and beat the shit out of someone to the point where you win. And I just think that across the board, fighters should be respected and not disrespected. And the hate is just, it should stop.
Yeah.
Everyone should love one another.
Yeah.
Kumbaya.
Peace.
Kumbaya.
That's right.
No, guys,
That's
I
how I
appreciate
feel.
everybody that tuned in, and I appreciate my panel. These girls are like amazing. They know their boxing. They're beautiful inside and out. And until next time, next Wednesday, and we'll have some new people on the panel beside y'all. We'll add to our
I love it.
To our group.
I
And I
love
appreciate
it.
It's so good to have like
so
all these
much.
women in
To the
boxing.
crew.
Yeah.
Oh my God, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great minds, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So good night, everybody. And until next Wednesday, y'all have a great night. Thank you.
Peace out.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.